Hey there, I'm Sarah. A few weeks back, I saw this Scindapsus Mount Solic at the Home Depot, and I thought the leaves were so beautiful. I wanted to go back and see if they were still on the shelves. Come along with me on this shopping trip. This is Mission Propagation. When I walked into the indoor plant area and I saw the setup, I realized that I was not at the right Home Depot. I visited 5 different locations during the month of December. Each one was very different. This is the store that had a ton of hanging baskets of Hoya compacta, Hoya Chelsea. I also purchased my very first staghorn fern from here. But they had a lot of nice hanging baskets. I thought the selection was nice, especially if you're into pothos. That was a ficus. And there was this chlorophytum. I think this was the Hawaiian version. I liked that it was in the smaller pot, and I thought it was a nice little specimen there. So on to the proven winners, the trial collection plants that I found at this store that I hadn't seen yet. This is all the regular ones, plants that we've been seeing in 2025, but this one caught my attention. I'm sure it's not supposed to look like this. These either got overwatered or that's cold damage, but this is what it's supposed to look like. So it is a nice looking plant. It looks like they were about to bloom before shriveling up. It's interesting that every single one of the plants look like that. So clearly they went through something that made them decline. This plant caught my attention, Scindapsus Silver Splash. It had really large leaves, lots of silver, and I decided this was the plant I was going to get because I didn't see any Mount Solic at all when I first walked into the Home Depot because I'm not at the right Home Depot, right? I thought that it was a good price though. It was $19.98. And look at those leaves. They're really nice. And the basket, I like that it had like a hanging basket. The Epiprimnum mondula. I have 2 of these pothos growing 2 different ways, one on a moss pole, one in a basket, and they're both beautiful. Then the Prismacolor Orangey Gorgeous, the marbled coloring with the orange stems. It had a lot of nice color to it. This was very striking. This is a Peperomia Orange Macaroon. The leaves on this Peperomia are so nice. I see so many marbled colors in the plant, like green, cream, orange, burgundy, a little bit of caramel. And it's like each of the little round leaves is a separate masterpiece. Just a beautiful plant. And they had the White Wizard philodendrons. They were variegated nicely. There was a lot of them, a good selection. And yeah, I like that plant. And of course, the alocasia is what caught my attention. I saw like 5 different ones at this location. This is the Silver Dragon, or the Mythic Silver Dragon, which is the Proven Winners marketing name for it. And then here is the second alocasia. It's called the Pining for You. The leaves are a leathery deep green, and the backs and the stems are this nice ruby. Very pretty. On the top rack, there was the Monstera Spot Sylvania. And this is a marketing name used by Proven Winners for the Monstera Thai constellation. They're the same plant, and I liked them just as good as the Thai constellation. They had a lot of fenestrations in the leaves, and as they mature, they're going to be very beautiful. This is the Beautiful Golden Glen. It's a highly variegated golden pothos. I love pothos, and the chartreuse and lime of those leaves is just gorgeous. So I'll just take you around the baskets again. See some more chlorophytum, some more Epiprimnum golden pothos. You can't beat that variegation. It's just gorgeous. Then I found this large Thai constellation kind of out of place. I wanted to check the price, and it said it was $44.98. So they're still kind of expensive in some places. But it is more accessible than it used to be, and that's nice. This next plant is related to the calathea and the marantha. It's called a tenanthe. I don't know if I've said that correctly, but it's supposed to be less dramatic, and it's called the Sweet Dream Neverland. So I think they're going for Tinker Bell vibes for sure. It's a standard Monstera deliciosa. It's always a classic choice. And there are plenty of water props. I didn't see any new Hoyas in this selection either, but they did have Mathilde and Sea Stones, aka variegated Bertonier. And then, of course, that red begonia that they've been having. I bought one and it looks really nice. It's still growing well. This is a Fittonia Zalm Ruby Lime. I felt like the backs of the leaves is probably why they have it as a lime. But it had nice colors to it. Nice little plants. More alocasia. Another philodendron. Here's the terrariums. They had Fittonias and some Hoya sea stones inside. Terrariums are easy to care for. Nice little plant. Water propagations. This was a Burl Marks Flame Monstera. The leaves as they mature get really beautiful and fenestrated, but even the small leaves are pretty. I also found this Hoya Bertonier with the tag on it, which was good. Of course, more beautiful plants. I saw a Monstera Peru, and I felt like it was going to fall over if I didn't relocate it ASAP, so that's what I'm doing. Now it's with the other plants. Lots of beautiful plants. Lots of options. Go through the parlor palms, and we see some peace lilies flowering, some nice bird of paradise. There was some really tall sansevieria in that little jungle. Lots of hanging baskets and calathea, and it was a good selection, especially if you're looking for some pothos. They had a lot of different kinds of pothos. These are the Alocasia Mythic Jungle Music. It had a nice zebra stripe stem like the Zebrina. Proven Winners describes it as a more compact version of the Zebrina, but it doesn't identify as a Zebrina. So a new hybrid Alocasia. I liked the leaves, the arrowhead shaped leaves. They kind of were like a heart. And then the Alocasia Mythic Friedeck. It's velvety green with like a lime vein. Very pretty plant. And then I saw this philodendron. This is the philodendron Hederaceum variegated. It looks similar to a regular heartleaf philodendron with a little extra watercolor variegation. I really liked it. I felt like I needed to highlight this plant because I hadn't seen one at a Home Depot before, and it was a good price. It was like $29.98, I believe. $29.98, and I can see how this would be a beautiful hanging basket eventually. Nice trailing plant. This is a weapon. It is so spiky. I do like the geometric patterns and the colors, but when I picked it up to like look at the price and what kind of cacti it was, I actually stabbed the other plant. So it could be dangerous. It could be a weapon. But there was a cacti that I really liked when I was here the first time I came to this location, and it's still here. So if I see this plant in a couple of weeks again when I'm back to this location, I might go ahead and buy that plant. Thank you for joining me on my little mission to get a Scindapsus. And thank you for watching. Enjoy all the planty things. Bye.